Well, it looks like this was the crash that did it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And as you remember, this week we talked about the horrific Florida crash and how the response was a little different this time from other crashes that happened throughout the year or in the last couple of years. The response was very loud. And I guess this was the straw that broke the camel's back because breaking news, Secretary of State Marco Rubio posted on X the following, and I quote, "Effective immediately, we are pausing all issuance of worker visas for commercial truck drivers. The increasing number of foreign drivers operating large tractor-trailer trucks on U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihoods of American truckers." By the way, thank you to the folks on Discord who brought this to my attention. So let's go ahead and chat about it. Ready? Let's go. So, a lot has been happening in the news since the media decided to focus on this story. So, first of all, yes, there is, as of today, an immediate pause on issuing worker visas to commercial motor vehicle drivers. According to FreightWaves, and I quote, "Under current regulations, a foreign driver may obtain a U.S. commercial driver's license but must have an employment authorization document. Such documents, for example, include the H-2B visa, which, and I quote, allows U.S. companies to hire foreign workers for temporary, seasonal, or non-agricultural jobs. They are valid for up to 9 months and require the company to demonstrate a labor shortage or the inability to hire a qualified U.S. worker." Another way to get this visa is to apply for permanent residency, a green card, through the EB-3 visa, which is used to sponsor drivers for long-term and permanent positions. Now, this is not where the story ends, because yesterday, Overdrive released an article stating that Homeland Security is now working with DOT in order to, and I quote, "prevent illegal aliens from getting a CDL." As you guys know, since April of this year, the DOT is conducting a nationwide audit of how CDLs are issued. It is focusing both on non-domiciled CDL issuances as well as regular CDL issuances. But now, because of this crash that happened in Florida, the Department of Homeland Security is involved. According to DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, and I quote, "DHS will work with the DOT to root out and prevent illegal aliens from obtaining these licenses from sanctuary jurisdictions that put American lives and passengers in danger." While we don't clearly know, at least not yet, what this collaboration means, Overdrive stated that the states themselves have offered some clues. For example, the Florida Attorney General stated that they are going after California for issuing Singh, the driver who caused the crash in Florida, a CDL when he entered the US illegally. And of course, we cannot forget about what Washington State did when they issued Singh a CDL that was full term, right? Something that is not done when you're an asylum seeker or an individual without legal status. Now, Washington State is, of course, looking at their records, at their past records, to see what exactly happened there. And then, of course, there's the question of English language proficiency, which became an out-of-service order on June 25th of this year, and the fact that New Mexico refuses to enforce it. On July 3rd of this year, this particular driver was pulled over for speeding, yet no ELP assessment was performed. And a lot of people are pretty angry about this particular thing because they say that if New Mexico had issued an ELP assessment, he would have been removed from the road. And then finally, there's another piece of news where the OOIDA has had enough. On Tuesday, in a letter to the DOT, the OOIDA called for a complete immediate shutdown of any non-domiciled CDL issuances. And they stated that at minimum, this process should be shut down until the DOT has successfully completed their audit of how CDLs are issued. Furthermore, the letter stated that the OIDA would like to see, and I quote, "a thorough review of a non-domiciled applicant's driving history before they are eligible to receive their license, including 10 years of driving history in all types of motor vehicles and all jurisdictions. This would help ensure that non-domiciled applicants face the same level of scrutiny as US domiciled applicants who are currently subject to this 10-year review. So here's my takeaway, and it's quite unfortunate. Having had YouTube for a while and having the privilege to see what people are saying in this industry through the comments, this is something that many industry professionals were kind of sounding the alarm about for a while now. And what I saw is that all those concerns that were expressed kind of fell on deaf ears. And the fact that this is not the first crash, there have been so many crashes throughout this year as well as throughout the previous several years. But that also didn't really have much effect. But this particular Florida crash, because of the dash cam video, because of the outrage that it sparked, and because mass media decided that, hey, this is an interesting story to cover, and they picked up that story, that's what it took to bring some change. So here's my advice, respectfully, to the folks who hold the key to this industry. Listen to the folks who live and breathe this industry every day. You can see what they're saying everywhere. You can see it in articles, you can see it in interviews, you can see it under trucking channels in the comments. Some top issues are, for example, truckers have been screaming about this for a long time, the electronic logging device. Many argue that the lack of flexibility with hours of service actually creates a more dangerous situation because drivers are forced to drive tired. Another issue a lot of folks care about is broker transparency. And listen to the folks who are in this industry every day, actually driving, actually seeing it, when they say that there is no driver shortage. It's no secret that truckers, trucking industry professionals are an outspoken group of people. And all it takes is for somebody to just listen to these folks, and not just listen, but also trust that they know what they're talking about. Anyway, guys, wishing you all a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning. See you in the next video.